How you doing, students? I'm Mr. Shunk.
And I'm Mr. Wiley.
And welcome to Econ Movies. You might be wondering where Mr. Clifford is. Well, so anyway, let's talk about one of everyone's favorite films, The Holy Mountain. Now, I'm sure everyone here has seen The Holy Mountain, but just in case, I'll run over the plot. The Holy Mountain is a story about a Jesus-like character who sets off on a journey with his master, the alchemist, and 7 other metaphorical characters on a journey to discover enlightenment. Or, in other words, the Holy Mountain. But ignore that. Today, we're going to use this amazing psychedelic film to help explain one of the most important aspects of economics, supply and demand.
It starts with the buyers and sellers. They come together to negotiate a price that works for both of them. Now, if the buyer really wants that product, they're going to have to increase the price to something the seller is willing to take.
Oops.
Our bees make honey, but your flies make
To learn about supply and demand, let's take a market that we can analyze here. How about pet bearded dragons? Let's start with demand. To have demand, buyers must be willing and able to buy pet bearded dragons. Now, not everyone likes bearded dragons. When the price is high, let's say $100 for a pet bearded dragon, people don't want to buy very many bearded dragons, so only 10 will be purchased. After all, there are a lot of substitute pets you could choose from, like a camel, a hippo, even a tarantula. Well, maybe not that last one. So if the price was only $2, consumers would want to buy 300. So this downward sloping demand curve shows the law of demand, the inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded.
It takes time, money, and energy to breed, raise, and sell pet bearded dragons. So at a low price of $2, the quantity supplied is only 10 bearded dragons. At the high price of $100, sellers have more incentive to bring more bearded dragons to the market.
Now it's time to combine the graphs. At a low price of $2, the quantity demanded, the amount buyers want to buy, will be higher than the quantity supplied. This is called a shortage. Buyers are going to want to buy 300, but sellers are going to only want to sell 10. See, if the price is up here at 100, then sellers are going to want to sell as many as they can, but buyers are only going to want to buy a few. This is called a surplus. At $20, the quantity supplied is the same as the quantity demanded, and that is called equilibrium. And an equilibrium is like the Holy Mountain itself.
We came in search of the secret of immortality, to be like gods. And here we are, mortals, more human than ever.
We're not done yet. The supply and demand graph is a helpful tool for figuring out what's going to happen when there's a change in the market. For example, let's say that bearded dragons and toads are substitute pets. Now, assume the price of pet toads falls. How will this affect the price and quantity of pet bearded dragons? Actually, it won't affect the supply at all, but the demand will take a hit. Consumers that would normally buy bearded dragons will now turn around and buy more toads because their price is cheaper. This would decrease the demand for bearded dragons and shift the demand curve left. At every possible price, people are buying less bearded dragons because they're buying toads instead. The graph shows the new equilibrium and the fact that the price and the quantity will fall. If the bearded dragon sellers tried selling them at the original equilibrium, then there would be a surplus.
That's just too many bearded dragons.
Sellers would compare with each other because they want to get rid of all these dang leftover bearded dragons, which would bring the equilibrium where it belongs.
Let's look at another change, but with something different. How about toys?
We manufacture war toys.
When I was a kid, I liked playing with toy weapons. So if I ever go to a toy store, I'm probably going to gravitate towards those. So in this case, the demand for the toys will increase. So the graph will increase to the right. Now the quantity demanded is bigger than the quantity supplied. This is a shortage. Price would go up and the quantity would